Today is January the 25th, 2025, and life's a little bit different today for some reason. Sorry for the tear-stained face. I usually don't cry easily, but I guess it's just built up. My emotions are pretty raw right now. Life's been a bit tough for me over the last month. January marks 1 year anniversary of losing my dad. My parents, of course, like most of us, have been an integral part of our everyday life. I lost my wonderful mom in 2019, and my dad left a mark on so many during his 90 years on this earth. I've missed our evening visits. This man loved people and wanted the best for them. And I strove to be that right, like my daddy. On the day of the anniversary of his death, I had a scare at work. I was working on a critical patient in the back of the ambulance, and I was thrown a bit, thrown around pretty hard while working on the critical patient. I already said that. Then 2 days ago, after my 48-hour shift on duty, I took my grandsons to school. After I got home, as I was about to pull into my driveway, I was rear-ended by a young man going 50 plus miles an hour, totaling both of our vehicles. We both walked away. Thank you again, God, for having your hand on me, actually on both of us. You know, life throws us curveballs often. I try to see those as blessings and lessons. That brings me to why I'm starting this channel. I haven't necessarily been there, done that, but I have seen many things in my 30 plus years as a paramedic that I can help others avoid the pain of going through. No, this isn't a channel to tell you about all the horrors of working in emergency medicine. There are plenty of channels out there that do that. I'm not interested in that. Might be a bit boring if that's what you're searching for. But if you, like many out there, are in the sandwich generation and need pointers on how to help alleviate some of your difficult situations, then bring it on. I can offer tips on some ways to improve the outcome for you and your family. As I mentioned before, I am a career paramedic. Along with that, my husband and I owned an ambulance service for the first 15 years of my career in EMS. We managed a fantastic group of employees. I managed accounts. I was the one that called the employees and sang happy birthday to them whether they wanted it or not. I delivered homemade candy to the emergency rooms and nursing homes. I was out in the community and often the face of the company. I say this all not to toot my own horn, but to give you insight into who you're dealing with. I want to see people succeed and thrive. That is the basis of this channel. My husband is also a paramedic, but hasn't worked regularly on the streets in years. He oversees education and quality control at another ambulance service. He's also been a volunteer firefighter for over 30 years. Our youngest son is also a volunteer firefighter now for, I think, about 13 years. Our 3 children literally grew up at an ambulance base. When the snow and ice hit and school was out, we might have a living room full of kids staying the night because their parents were working on the ambulance. I'm very thankful for all those wonderful times, those wonderful people, and the lessons learned. Our emergency services lifestyle is very ingrained in us. One example would be our daughter, when she was born, a pager could literally go off sitting right beside her. Her sound asleep, she would never flinch. It was a sound she had heard since the very beginning. It just didn't disrupt her. Yes, I have fastened a child car seat in the back for my child so that I could go to the store whenever I needed to and my vehicle was in the shop. No, they did not go on ambulance calls with me. But yes, they have gone on first responder calls with me to help out a crew in a personal vehicle. Yes, our firefighter son has been on many ambulance calls with me. He's been a big part of my team on cardiac arrest patients and other serious patients. Yes, my husband, son, and I have worked several calls together. I've joked that it seems unfair that there are pictures of each of them walking away from a helicopter sitting on a roadway on a scene flight. And I've been on far more scene flights than the two of them put together, but yet there's no picture of me. Now it has trickled down to my grandsons. Currently they're 10 and 11. They've been on first responder calls with their dad several times. No, we don't let them get out on scenes to help. They do, however, get out on fire scenes sometimes. They're kept at a safe distance, but they enjoy going to these scenes. Life has brought us to and through many tough times in life. We've watched life slip from the people. We've been brought to our knees by loss and brought to tears laughing at some of the strange things that I don't think the average person can fathom that happens regularly in the real world of emergencies. It is a calling on our lives and a lifestyle. Many sleepless nights, sunsets, sunrises behind the dash of an ambulance. You don't see things the same way. A call in the middle of the night with a heavy snow falling and strobe lights going brings you back to the base to get the kids. Go sit in the ambulance just to watch it snow with the strobe lights going. Enough about the background. I am here because of the background, but you and your family situation is the reason ultimately for this channel. There may be dangers hidden in plain sight. I think most of us are hyper aware. When a toddler enters the home, we go to covering up outlets, getting sharp objects up out of the way, and things like that. In that same manner, there are areas around our home that could pose a potential danger as we age, or as we have more trouble seeing, or as we're become less steady on our feet. To stay more independent as long as possible is the goal here. There are many small changes around the home that can potentially save precious seconds that may mean the difference between you or your loved one returning home or returning to a normal life. There are small changes to routines and habits that can improve your daily life also. There are signs to watch for and symptoms to mitigate to help stop the need for that 911 call. I'll talk about ways to stay clear of the emergency room when possible. I can offer tips on ways to improve the outcome for you or your family on some of the most common and life-altering emergencies. If you feel the squeeze of being the sandwich generation, or you're one of the pieces of bread and you need help figuring out what to do to help mom and dad, a neighbor, or yourself, subscribe to this channel for information you can help you and yours stay safer. May God bless and keep you safe this week. Bye.